Good afternoon and welcome to the channel. So today is finally the install day of the oil catch can. Like I told you guys, I want to do an install video for you guys. So I'm going to go over what I have, what tools are required, and I'll show you guys how to install it. Not that this install is hard by any means. I think it's going to actually be pretty easy. But I definitely just want to get that out for you guys so you guys would know that, and it'd be just a little bit easier video reference if you were going to install a catch can or anything. So anything to help you guys out, to show you guys the appreciation of you guys just supporting my channel and watching my videos and giving me the likes and the comments, and it's just been absolutely awesome and I appreciate that. So we'll go ahead and get started, and I'll show you guys what tools you'll need, and I'll show you guys the install on this and then what it looks like when I'm finished. Alright guys, so you're going to need, of course, your catch can. We've got the bolt, spacer, and the two barbed hose splices with our hose ends, and then our two hoses here. These hoses are two different lengths. I'll try to line them up here so you can see that. So there's two different lengths for a reason, and I'll show you guys where those hoses go. A flat tip screwdriver I think would be very helpful with doing this. So I got a flat tip screwdriver, then I also have a ratchet, and the bolt is a 13mm socket that you're going to need for your ratchet, and that should be the only tools you need for this job. So let's go ahead and get this installed. Alright, so this is looking at the front of the engine just like you would if you're standing in front of the car. There is a zip tie right here around this harness. There is also another one lower down here. This is not the one that you want to take off. You want to take off this upper one right here. It's got what they call a little Christmas tree, so that is a bolt hole, and that is just what helps secures it in there. And that's why I think a flat tip screwdriver will be helpful and handy for doing this. So we're going to go ahead and just get that popped out of here. So you can just pull that harness back a little bit, and then just use your screwdriver to pry that out. This is in there very tight, but just a little bit of prying, it'll pry right out. And this is what I was meaning by a Christmas tree. It just has these little tangs that go in, and it locks into the threads. So you just want to pull that out, pull it to the side. Definitely use a screwdriver for prying. You don't want to pull on your wires real hard trying to pull that out. You can damage them. So definitely use your screwdriver for prying that out. So the next step is going to be your spacer. Your spacer is going to go against the block, and then your catch can will go on the outside of it. Off of camera here, I'm just putting the bolt into the catch can bracket, and then putting the spacer on. I'll try not to drop any of that, but I'll put it right here for you guys to see. So I'm just holding that together. So I'm going to go ahead and try not to drop the spacer. There we go. Then we'll just thread that bolt in by hand. So I've got this bolt threaded in by hand. You can see it here. It's still out a little ways. It is not tight. So I'm going to go ahead and take my ratchet and socket and tighten that bolt down. And I'm going to hold this so it's nice, flat, and straight like the way I want it, so I can get it secured into position. So it's getting snug. You just want to check, make sure that's level, which it is. You do not want to over tighten this bolt, but you definitely want to make sure it's snug, and right there is what will be perfect for me. As you can see, it is not moving. It shakes the whole car. So now with the catch can installed, our next step is we got to pull this line here off. You've got these rubber boots on each end. Those need to stay on the car, but if you pull them off because you need to get them off of this line, that's fine. Just remember you need to put them back on, and I have heard that this can be pretty tough getting this line out of these boots. So I will probably pull one end off or something. So let's go ahead and try this. So just twist it till you hear it kind of crack like that. That means it just busted loose of its fitting in here. So here is our line. I would recommend not throwing it away. I'd set it somewhere where you can keep track of it in case you ever want to take your catch can off and you want to return your car back to stock. That's what I do, so that's why I'm saying that. So the next step, you're going to take your barb fittings and you're going to put one in here, and then you're going to put your other in here. So that's all you need to do there. Just take them and push them in. Very easy. That wasn't hard at all. You can definitely see it expanding the rubber and the little teeth getting bit into there. So you know it is going to hold. So you're going to have a line coming from here to your catch can and then out of your catch can to here. So you just need to twist this one around. So you can hear it creaking. Takes a lot of grip and it's very tough to turn, but you can do it by hand. You're going to want it roughly in a direction like so. So the next step's going to be you're going to take your two hoses. Like I said, here's the shorter one. Here is the longer one. The shorter one's going to go here and the longer one's going to go here. As you can see, these hoses are definitely plenty long, so you're going to have to trim them down. So I have got just a pair of hose cutting pliers. You can just use a razor if you'd like. One thing I would definitely recommend, measure twice, cut once. It's easier to cut a little off if it's too long, but it's really hard to add hose if it's too short. So I would just put one end on, and I'm putting my white writing down, try to just keep this nice clean look. I'm going to push it back a little bit. So I want a little bit of pressure of this hose being bent like this, shoving on both of the fittings. I don't think it really matters, but that's what we're going to do for right now. So this is a little bit longer. We'll cut it right here. With that being cut, that's the length we have there. I'm happy with this nice easy bend in here. I'm not going to worry about that at all. I'm not going to shorten it up. I think that's about where you want it. I am going to pull it back off and put my hose ends on. Alright guys, now that we've got this hose cut and we've got it off, we're going to go ahead and put the anodized ends on. It's got a shoulder, as you can see here. On the inside it's open. So basically you put your hose on and it can't go on any further than that, and there's no way you can be able to put your hose on there. So you can see this roughed up end here. Put that hose end on it and look how much nicer that makes that look. So let's get this on. So we've got that fitting back there. Put this one on the front here. Get that pushed all the way on. So we're going to move up to our front hose right here. I'm going to get it cut to length. One thing I'm going to do this time is I'm going to go ahead and put the hose end on and go ahead and push the hose onto this fitting here. Then I'm just going to measure with my finger roughly about right there, and that's where I'm going to cut it. So now that I've got that cut, we'll put the other hose fitting end on and then go ahead and get it slipped on to your oil catch can there. So this one does have a nice little slight bend in it. This one does also, and that has turned out absolutely fantastic. Check, make sure your canister is tight. So that is the install of the Billet Technologies oil catch can on the 2015 Up 392 Hemi. One thing on this that I do notice that I don't like is this wire harness down here. Just kind of flops around because we had to pull that out of where this bolt has to go into. But I haven't seen this on any videos and I haven't heard of it, but I'm going to show you guys something that I think will make this really nice and cleaned up. So to take care of that wiring harness from just basically flopping around, you can pick up a zip tie. This is called an eyelet zip tie. I will try to get it a little bit closer for you guys to see. So this is the square part that your zip tie goes through, and then you have this round mounting hole at the top. And that round mounting hole, you will be able to push that Christmas tree or that plug that holds this wiring harness in it. And I think if you take the zip tie and put it around your Z bracket and get it tight wherever you want it for that harness, wherever it needs to be, then you can go ahead and push that through on here, and I think that's going to keep this nice and tight from flopping around. Alright, I'm going to get close down in here to show you guys this zip tie. Hopefully you can see it. My finger is pointing at the end of it right here. As you can see, I'm pushing on it. So that is the eyelet. Here is the little Christmas tree. And we can just push that straight into that zip tie there. I'll come around to this side. So down here at the bottom of the Z bracket where I'm holding this screwdriver, get where you can see it here. So you can see the screwdriver here moving. The zip tie is down around this bottom bend right here. So that's where I put the zip tie with the little eyelet sticking out to the passenger side here of the car. You're going to want to trim this excess tag off from your zip tie. But now that we got that in there, look at these wires, guys. Solid, just like they were before. Well, now we have the Billet Technology oil catch can in the blue anodized. It matches really well with the paint. I am super happy with it. I absolutely love these hose end fittings with the black fittings. It just ties it in really nice with the car. I think it looks really, really sharp. One thing I do wish is that little zip tie down there that I showed you guys. I wish that they would include something like that, because one more time I'll show you these wires. Look at these. They're absolutely tight, just like they were before. So with your wires flopping around or anything, with wind from the fans or whatever, it can start over time starting to break down the insulation on the outside and start breaking the little strands of wire inside. So that's why I like to keep all my wires tied up really nice. Alright guys, now we finished up the installation of the oil catch can. It's not a hard installation at all. I just wanted to make a video for you guys to see for a reference, like I said before. Once again, one thing I really wish that they would include would be some way of tying up the wiring harness to the Z bracket on this and utilizing that little Christmas tree that's on the wiring harness, on the original wiring harness. But I found a solution for that for myself with that zip tie, with that little eyelet on the end of it for a mounting hole for those zip ties and whatnot. So I did that. I think that's going to help it out, and it turned out really nice. So those wires are nice and tight. But I just want to tell you guys, once again, thanks for watching this video. And remember to comment, like, share this video. And then also, if you guys have not hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, you guys take care.